Hi class, I just wanted to go over the grammar exercises from chapters 26 and 27. So chapter 26 was about sentence agreement. And the first exercise was on page 433. Okay, number one, the people of Macau are mainly of Chinese origin. The skiers, regardless of the weather, are determined to compete. The garage needs cleaning. Pride and Prejudice is a famous novel. Neither the store manager nor the cashier. So you have to look at the specific rule for neither nor construction. So it was knows either Paula or David need or needs to work the late night shift. And so it is needs, because it's when you have either or construction, it takes a singular verb. Fish and chips is a popular British food. Neither my mother nor my aunts are going to Cynthia's potluck. The children are playing outside. A leopard has short legs, a long body, and a large skull. So the next exercise is on page 437. Number one. Sorry, it starts on 436. Parents love their children. So this is pronoun antecedent agreement. Number two, the latest NHL news is available on its website. Number three, the Association of Southeast Asian Nation records its aims and purposes. Number four, neither Jennifer nor Una had, so we have that neither nor construction. So when you have that, you have to look at the rules, and you have to look at the noun closest to the verb. So in this case, it's singular, so it's her. Homework done. Number five, some members of the community donated their money. Number six, each citizen must recycle his or her garbage, because each is a singular indefinite pronoun. Number seven, the scientist explained their research. Number eight, a number of homeless people have been sleeping in. So remember the difference between a number of and the number of. So when you have a number of, it's plural. So it's there. Number nine, Mrs. Chavez and Mrs. Herrera have their eyes set on the same dress. Number 10, their sadness is matched in their intensity by the enemy's happiness. So that's chapter 26. Chapter 27. The first exercise was on comma splices. So these are ways to improve your sentence structure. So on page 439, we see the exercises on comma splices. Olive oil is a fruit oil obtained from the olive. So we have this comma that's not strong enough here. So we would correct it either with a semicolon here, or we could put a coordinating conjunction like and, or we could put a semicolon and the adverb like however. Sam and Alex have an exam tomorrow, semicolon, they are studying, or you can repair them any way you want. So make sure that you use, for all of these, the same rule applies. You can use either one of the three: the semicolon, the coordinating conjunction, or the adverb. So semicolon, coordinating conjunction like fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so, or you use your semicolon and the coordinating adverb. Okay, run-on sentences. Of course, is something you want to avoid. So the exercises are here. Number 1, the Republic of Senegal is a country in West Africa. It has a population of approximately 14 million people. So that's a run-on sentence, and it needs to be corrected. So the Republic of Senegal is a country in West Africa, comma, and, or you can put a semicolon, or you could put a semicolon and something like however. Number 2, and again, these are all going to be corrected the same way. Each one of these is a run-on sentence, and they can be improved by putting a period after the clause, the independent clause. So, for instance, number 2, the Grand Canyon is visited by 5 million people each year. You could put a period after that because that's an independent clause. Number 3, construction of the Great Wall of China began in the 7th century BC, and then you capitalize it. But period's not the only way to go. You could put a semicolon there too, for any of these. Mercedes-Benz is a German car. It has a reputation of being a reliable and long-lasting car. So Mercedes-Benz is a German car. That's the independent clause. Okay. Next, 441 sentence fragments. So you needed to correct these sentence fragments and write out the correct form of the sentence. So you could say something like, the Pala Islands are located, blah, blah, blah. So that would make it, if you added are, then it would make it a complete sentence. Number 2, the Republic of Panama, whose capital is Panama City. Let's see, the Republic of Panama, whose capital is Panama City, is a beautiful, beautiful place to visit. That's a way you can make it a complete sentence. Number 3, one reason it is important to read is to perhaps to learn new vocabulary. So these are incomplete thoughts. You just needed to make them complete thoughts. For 443 had the exercises regarding dangling modifiers. So you don't want dangling modifiers. For example, number 1, sitting on the porch, a beautiful sunset was seen. You could have said something like, while I was sitting on the porch, a beautiful sunset was seen. So currently this sentence does not. We're sitting on the porch. Who's sitting on the porch? So you need to clarify that. Number 2, dancing excellently, the audience was entertained. Well, who was dancing excellently? So you have to clarify that. The ballerinas, while the ballerinas were dancing excellently, the audience was entertained. Number 3, having given birth to triplets, Mr. Bishop felt anxious about his wife. So you could correct that by saying, after Mr. Bishop's wife gave birth to triplets, he felt anxious. Number 4, deciding to go to college in a faraway city, my mother felt anxious. So again, you have to clarify. Because I decided to go to college in a faraway city, my mother felt anxious. If you have questions about the others, I can certainly help. So then the next exercise was about misplaced modifiers. Number 1, Mr. Ivanov said on Friday there would be a meeting. So we have a misplaced modifier, number 1. So instead it should read, Mr. Ivanov said there would be a meeting on Friday. On Friday should be closer to the meeting. Number 2, the student turned in a paper to the teacher that was well written. So well written modifies paper, so it should be closer to paper. The student turned in a well written paper to the teacher. Number 3, the old lady put her clothes in the washing machine that she had worn. So number 3 should be more like the old lady put her worn clothes in the washing machine. Number 4, we saw a statue at the museum made of wax. We saw a wax statue at the museum. Number 5, the twins sat quietly at the back of the room wearing red dresses. The twins wearing red dresses sat quietly at the back of the room. So again, the modifiers are misplaced, so they need to be closer. The modifiers need to be closer to the noun that they are modifying. Double negatives. 445. The cousins were not interested in seeing no movie, so instead of that it should be something like the cousins were not interested in seeing a movie, not no movie, so you can see there's not and no, so you need to eliminate one of them. Number 2, I was so excited I couldn't hardly wait. So I was so excited I could hardly wait. Number 3, Sammy didn't know no one in the room. It should be Sammy didn't know anyone. Number 4, I'm not going to bed so early. Number 5, the boss scarcely couldn't hide his anger at his employees, so just the boss couldn't hide his anger. You don't need the scarcely. Transitions. So that started on page 447. Number 1, they did not attend the meeting. They had not been told about it. So there are different types of transitions. They start on page 446. So a transition, this would be a good cause-effect transition. So maybe they did not attend a meeting because they had not been told about it. Number 2, the chairperson made some lengthy comments at the annual general meeting of the corporation. He summed up the main points of his speech. I would say it's a conclusion, so in brief, he summed up the main points of his speech. Number 3, Han Jing is taking Physics 101, History 300, English 1100 at the university. I would say he's also taking French 101 at the local community college. So I went through those quickly. There were a lot of grammar exercises in chapter 27. Please reach out to me if you have any additional questions. Take care.